Floater on the fly. Got it. Got it. What a shot.
You see what's happening right here? These fans don't even realize what just hit them. They're watching a young superstar on their own squad, a real-built machine doing wild things on the court, cooking elite defenders and shrinking big-name players like it's nothing.
Games, because this is the reason why the arenas in other cities are packed every time. Everybody's ready to see Steph Curry.
But none of that meant a thing tonight because a nearly 38-year-old Steph Curry walked in and straight up broke their whole game plan apart. He dismantled that team like he was taking apart furniture, solo. How is this man still doing this? At this age, every other point guard in history was either retired, barely surviving on the bench, or a ghost of their old self.
Curry, deep one, bullseye!
But number 30, he's still out here dropping heavy hits on the best athletes alive. A veteran in a league run by youth, a small guard in a sport made for giants, none of this should make sense. If Victor Wembanyama is an alien, then what do we even call Steph Curry? Check this out. A 25-year-old pro is so shook of a 37-year-old Steph that he guards him right at the half-court logo. Most top point guards don't even see defenses panic like this. This kind of treatment is reserved for Steph only, because when you don't press him the second he crosses that line, you're done. Look at them. Every defender pointing at the 37-year-old like they're begging somebody else to handle him. The fear of this man is real.
San Antonio for 13. There's a free right out of my mouth and right.
Even when Steph doesn't have the ball, defenders cling to him like their job depends on it. One dude literally keeps a hand on him nonstop. Steph even tells him to chill and he still won't move. And this is early in the first quarter with 6 whole minutes left. The game just started and they already guarding him at half court like he's a walking emergency alarm. It's wild that teams still have to defend a 37-year-old like this, 10 years after his unanimous MVP season. He's still so dangerous that defenses have no choice but to treat him like a threat the second he breathes. And honestly, can you blame them? What he's doing at this age makes no sense. And if you're curious, Steph is actually the 9th oldest player in the league right now. But outside of Steph, look at these 10-point guards considered the greatest ever. Magic leading Showtime, Isaiah powering the bad boys. They shaped entire eras. But when they got close to 38, most were retired or barely hanging on. They were not the same players anymore. Their bodies said, "We're done." Then there's Steph Curry. By the eye test, he still looks dominant as ever. No slowdown, no fading, just straight magic every single night. And the numbers back it up. He's still right there with his 2015 MVP-level production. It's unbelievable that a guy pushing 38 is competing with the best versions of his younger self. And on the all-time list, he's chasing legends. He recently tied Michael Jordan for the most 40-point games by players 30 and older. And at this rate, he's blowing past that record with ease. But the real question is, how is he still doing this? How is a nearly 38-year-old performing at levels most athletes never reach even at their peak? I had to dig deep, so I went hunting online for everything behind Steph Curry's insane longevity. And here's what I found. First off, biomechanics. Steph does not move like your typical 38-year-old NBA player. Honestly, he doesn't even move like stars from his own generation. Look at Kyrie Irving and Damian Lillard. Kyrie's handles are pure art, but his whole game depends on violent shifts, sharp decelerations, and torque-heavy footwork that twists your joints up. Dame, same story. Explosive drives, heavy landings, and shot creation built on power. It's beautiful, but it's brutal on the body. That kind of movement stacks up damage fast. Steph's movement is nothing like that. His whole style is built on clean, efficient biomechanics. Every cut is smooth, every change of pace is controlled, every landing is deliberate. Well, almost every landing. His hips, ankles, and core stay aligned, so he absorbs way less stress than most stars his age. Instead of forcing his body through the game, his mechanics let him glide through it. He saves energy, reduces wear and tear, and keeps his body primed to perform at an elite level even now. This is exactly why when other superstar guards start slowing down in their early or mid-30s, Steph is still moving like it's 2015. His mechanics don't just help him hoop, they protect him, keep him stable, and let him play at an MVP level even as he creeps toward 38. Second, the man's professionalism is different. Fans don't see this part, but Steph shows up every single day like he's still grinding for a spot on the team. He never takes shortcuts. He stays hungry, locked in, always searching for a sharper version of himself. Brandon Payne even said nothing in Steph's workouts is random. Every drill has a score, every rep means something, and everything is built to make him compete. And on top of that, he eats clean, recovers the right way, and actually respects sleep like it's part of the job. That alone puts him ahead of half the league. Just look around the NBA for the opposite. Zion is one of the most naturally gifted athletes we've ever seen, but conditioning and habits have slowed him down more than any defender ever could. Ben Simmons is another name. He had all-NBA talent, but inconsistent work and preparation derailed what should have been a decade of dominance. These guys show just how rare Steph's discipline really is. Day after day, year after year. Steph never lets himself fall off like that. He doesn't show up out of shape. He doesn't play around during the offseason. He doesn't wait for the first game to get serious. He treats the job like a craft, and that's one of the biggest reasons he's still impossible to stop this deep into his career. Third, his mind. Most players hit their mid-30s and everything slows down. The first step, the explosiveness, the space creation, even taking contact becomes tougher. And once all that fades, their impact drops. But Steph never had that problem because his game was never about being the most athletic guy on the floor. His foundation is pure skill, footwork, IQ, timing, rhythm, off-ball movement, things that actually age like fine wine. And that's what separates him from players who leaned on raw physical gifts. When their athletic edge disappears, their impact goes with it. Steph built his whole approach around anticipation, precision, and reading defenses before they even blink. And those qualities stay elite with time. He knows how to snake around screens, how to create advantages without forcing anything, and how to stay one move ahead of any coverage they throw at him. And even now, he's still sharpening the details. He's smarter about when to attack, when to drift off the ball, when to pull defenders out of their spots, and when to slow the whole game down so he can control it. Most players his age are negotiating with their bodies, trying to figure out what they can't do anymore. Steph is out here playing basketball on his own terms. That's why even at almost 38, he's still someone who can flip a playoff series by himself. And because of all this, Steph is even shocking the people who see him every single day. His teammate Trace Jackson Davis looked absolutely stunned watching what Steph just pulled off. Then look at the Warriors owner. He recently said, "I'm going to have to be really honest here. There's no sense trying to paint it any other way. I did not expect it. If you had asked me 5-10 years ago that these guys would still be playing at this level, even he's blown away." Santos, one of the younger players on the squad, said a 37-year-old Steph is outworking guys in their 20s in the gym. And Buddy Hield, a seasoned vet, still says he needs to be a sponge around Steph, soaking up everything he can because Steph handles everything the right way. What Steph Curry is doing right now is absolutely wild for a 6'2" guard who came into the league with fragile ankles and real durability concerns. And now he's dropping MVP-level performances at 37 like it's just another day. What Steph is doing right now is something nobody with any sense would have ever predicted. Most players who stay elite this late lean on some kind of physical edge, height, raw power, crazy athletic gifts. They can fall back on size when the skills slip or muscle through moments when their legs aren't the same. But Steph, he never had any of that. He built everything, and I mean everything, on pure skill, sharp conditioning, and preparation so intense it almost feels obsessive. Year after year, he tightened his game, tuned his body, and locked in his routines until aging could barely touch him. At 37, he's not just hanging around, he's still twisting defenses, still pulling double teams, still hooping like someone smack in the middle of their prime. What he's doing right now isn't normal. It's not expected. It's not supposed to happen. But somehow, some way, Steph Curry is still out here rewriting the rules of the game.